All right, so let's just jump straight into it. Hell Let Loose is a fantastic early access game. I am loving this game and its realism. It is crazy how realistic this game is. This game doesn't even have hit markers in here, so you never know. I know it could be frustrating certain players or new players that just might be jumping into this game, but it has no hit markers. So if you're hitting somebody, you better just make sure that you're killing them. So if you just might have to pop a few more shots over there in that area or in that body, do so, because people would just crouch down, go prone, just to make it seem like they died, but they didn't. But
we decided to make sure that our dead were completely dead, out of kindness.
That's it for me.
But guys, they just released patch 1. This is actually beautiful. I'm just going to give you a list of the most important updates in the patch, and I'm going to also give you a review on them to see if it actually transitions into the game. So we're going to start off with gameplay. Lower total recoil for the MP40, STG, Bar, and Thompson. That is 100% true, but they need to tweak it just a little bit more, because the recoil, I know in realistic WW2 games or any type of game, you're gonna have recoil, but it's still not in that perfect area at the moment. So my personal thing is, I just want them to tweak it just a little bit more. Reduce the time it takes for suppression to subdue. So basically, when you're getting shot at, you know, it had that gray screen on you for at least 10 seconds, and you know you was just disoriented for a long time. But this is true. It lasts, I haven't timed it, but from the feeling of it, it is definitely around maybe 5 seconds. So when you're getting suppressed fired and you're out of it and nobody's shooting at you anymore, it will last about 5 seconds, not as long as it did before. The Kar 98K now kills at a longer range with less damage fall off beyond that. I can tell you this is true. I played with this gun a little bit earlier today. That is great. You know, obviously you want a gun to be realistic. This is a rifle. It's supposed to be a long distance type of gun. Also, for the delay between the M1 Garand reload and returning fire has been slashed down the middle. And I can definitely tell you that is true. The reload speed isn't as fast as you would like it. I've been playing with a lot of people today. They've been telling me their own feedback, and it's still good. It's noticeable, but it's still not in that sweet spot. So this might come in a later patch, but right now they gave us so much and I'm happy with it. Also, what they did too is they lifted the vault and mantle height to 160 centimeters to allow players to climb out of trenches much easier, but to maintain the blocking factor of high walls. So you cannot climb high walls, and that's not kind of realistic, but whatever, I can take that. But they added and they updated where you can just basically walk right over it, which is much more smoother, much more, you know, less angering when you're trying to run and get away from gunfire, but you're getting stuck by a little pebble in the ground and get killed. You know, it's very frustrating, but they had fixed that. I experienced that earlier. That's one of the first things I kind of wanted to try out. It is good, and it's good to go, guys. So definitely you're gonna love that. That was the most important ones to me in gameplay. So now that we're done with gameplay, let's move on to performance. They added a slider that allows players to change the time body parts take to despawn. So basically, if you're running on minimum specs and you know maybe your PC isn't the best PC, or it could run it at medium, you know, medium settings, or even you're getting at low settings, but you're getting hit with massive crashes or at least massive hit frames, and your frames are going down 20 to 30, even 40, maybe if you're playing at 5 frames per second. I have a really good PC and I got hit with this, and I think they updated it within this patch, and it made the game much more smoother to play today. So basically, I could definitely tell you, if you have a lower end PC and you're playing at the minimum or just above the minimum, all you have to do is go into the settings and turn down the despawn from 5 minutes, which they said was the minimum for them, and you could turn it down from 5 to 1 minute. So it's truly up to you what you want to do with that, how you want to go around with that. Also, they added larger VRAM textures, memory optimizations across all character models. This should take some burden away from your graphics card. If this is a big hit on your graphics card, they basically optimized it just a little bit more so you could get the best performance frame rate out of the gameplay, which is fantastic. You can't even get mad at that. Now that we're done with performance, let's move on with functionality. There's a couple in here I do want to hit on that is actually fantastic. So they added the ability to change the ADS sensitivity as a separate option in the option menu. I checked this, it is fucking beautiful. So basically you had the sensitivity for when you're not aiming, when you're not in first person, well, it's always first person shooter, but basically when you're not in the scope or you're not in the iron sight or anything like that, you know, they was able to give you the option, or if you wanted a faster and more sensitive, able to do that now, and that's good. And it's fantastic. I've seen it, I tried it, and I actually lowered mine a little bit because they started me off at 40%, and I think that may have been the, you know, the one they want to start everybody with, but I turned mine down to like 33%. They added a number for mouse sensitivity instead of only a slider. So basically, if you just felt like you was just moving the bar just, you know, left and right, just trying to find that perfect one, and you know, you can't really tell anybody else what sensitivity you playing on because there's no number there. They added a number there, so when you're changing it, it'll tell you exactly how sensitive it is, and you know, you can go on with that to see how much you want to go up. You might want to go 10%, maybe 20%, 5%, whatever you want to do. You have the option to do that now. Also, they added double clicking a server in the server browser now joins you to the server, so you don't have to just, you know, press on it. You could just double click it and you're in there. Also, let's move on. They added a help button for when players receive a no compatible server found message in the server browser. So, you know, whoever's having that type of issue, they actually helped you out with that. I've never got hit with that, so I can't speak on it. You know, I don't know nothing about that. I didn't even know that was happening, but it is an early access game, so I can suspect something like this. Players are no longer kicked for being idle if using a mouse in the deployment menu. So don't get too crazy, guys. Is only for players that are not in game. Like if you're about to deploy and you know you're taking your time, or you might be waiting for somebody to drop a garrison or even an outpost, you might be sitting there for at least 5 to 6 minutes depending on what's going on and what area you're really trying to spawn in, so you won't have to run from HQ. If you're just waiting there and you know you may have got kicked, that won't happen anymore. You're good. But also this might be somewhat of a downfall because there should be some type of time limit. You shouldn't be sitting there for 30 minutes. I think the time limit reasonably should maybe be 15 to 20 minutes. Honestly, I know that's pushing it, but for a game like this, you want precision and you want also your men to spawn in at the right correct time. There's got to be some type of time limit on that. So let's move on. Tank HUD indicators have been updated to behave the same way as infantry ones and only show occupied positions. I've never played in the tank crew or anything like that. If anybody has played in that, so if you like it and you enjoy it, let me know. So the last one for functionality, we've implemented a scroll bar on the server browser, so it's more obvious that you can scroll down to see more servers. That's normal. Happy they added that. Not a big thing, but it is great. I'm gonna hit on about 2 more points on here. I'm gonna hit on bug fixes, and there's gonna be one in here where they're gonna be telling us what are they gonna be adding in patch 2. I'm only gonna hit on a couple of the bug fixes. If you guys wanna read everything in this patch, I'm going to have the link in the description below. In bug fixes, they fixed the bug where players could not launch the title with all audio devices disabled. So guys, that's good now. You go and do and disable all the audio devices if you want. They made it easier for players to walk out of foxholes. Thank God. Thank God. They fixed a bug where players appear to perform the climb or the vault animations when viewed by another player. They fixed a bug where players appear to perform the climb or vault animation when viewed by other players as they deployed. I've never seen this, but you know, it's always good to fix bugs like that. They fixed a bug where players could see through blood splatters on objects. I've never seen that. Happy they fixed it. Fixed a bug where players appear to teleport to another part of the map while vaulting. Fixed a bug where players were able to equip or unequip helmets while on a deployment and you have died screen. I gotta check that out. I didn't even know you can unequip or equip helmets. I didn't even know that was a thing. I gotta find that out. Lastly, corrected the arrow color for German teams when entering a strong point. Great. All of that bug fixes is fantastic. I'm happy to hear it. And like I said, the last thing I want to touch on is the known issues and the things they're going to bring into the next patch, which is patch 2, distance teleporting, which I touched on a little bit earlier. They're going to be patching that in patch 2, so they're going to find that out. And also server browser issues. This is a variety of different issues relating to UE4 games and Steam's server listing. We're dialing in a fix for patch 2. Memory leaks, that hasn't happened to me, but if you have problems with that, they do have you in mind, and they will be patching that in patch 2. New sector markers on HUD are too large and obstructive. These will be altered in patch 2. So guys, if you are a big fan already of Hell Let Loose, these patches are a godsend for some of us. I just got this game like 3-4 days ago. The game dropped, I think, last Thursday, or if I'm not mistaken, 2 weeks ago. And it really immersed me. I know even with some of the bugs that were there, I didn't mind. I love playing the game. This game is beautiful. It is hardcore and is very team oriented. I have not yet been in a group that does not talk. So if you're on the fences of buying this game and you're like, I don't want to buy this game because no one's going to talk, no, everybody talks. Everybody talks. This is the first game I can definitely tell you that people talk and they communicate. And I was blown away because I was in Discords and I was trying to find a squad just because I didn't want to get into a match and not be able to communicate with my teammates. And this one, no, people communicate. So throw that right out the door. Whatever game you jump in, you will be talking to at least 3 to 4 players on your 6-man squad. And that's it. So that's all I have for you guys. Like I said before, if you want to go and see everything in this patch 1 release, I'm gonna have the link below. Go have fun. If you haven't bought this game, but you love games like this and you're on the fence, buy this game now. Enjoy it while it's in early access, so you can just see how the game grows, and hopefully it doesn't do no other game, no other stupid shit where, it was great in the beginning and it starts to get stupid. But it seems like the dev team is working their asses off, and they seem like they're enjoying the community, and I'm enjoying the community. Nobody's toxic. I haven't yet come across somebody who is toxic. I had there was 1 or 2 arguments, but no more than that. There's always a pissing match when you're in a war. But that's it for me, guys. So if you liked, please throw a thumbs up, give me a comment, tell me what you like about this game, if you like the patches, and if you're playing this game and how you feel about it. Also, if this video does go a little viral, or get a couple viewers, if you would like to follow me on Twitch, I will have that in my link description below too. Or I will have the link in the description below too. So yeah, I know this video went on for a long time, but I wanted to address every single patch and just give you guys a heads up. So yep, I'm out of here. Peace.